So when they got back to Houston, both of them knew that they weren't just friends. They were falling for one another. Both of them were married, but to them, that didn't really seem to be a problem. It didn't matter because they wanted one another. And this romance felt so different. It felt so right. And it was the kind of thing that would change both of their lives. And this was true, just not in the way that either of them expected.
It should have been another quiet night in 2004. The kids were asleep in bed, the dishes are done, the laundry is folded. But Michaela Oefelein sits alone in the dim glow of her husband's computer monitor, her hand hovering over the mouse. She's not sure when the suspicion started. Maybe it was the missed calls or her husband's sudden coldness. Bill used to be kind, funny, romantic. Recently, though, he's been cold and distant. The Bill Oefelein who lives in her house now is like a stranger to her. Something must have happened. She even tried asking Bill what was going on. But every time, he refuses to explain, reassuring her time and time again that everything is fine. But Michaela doesn't believe that. And if Bill won't tell her himself, then she'll have to figure it out herself. And she has a hunch that she might find some answers on Bill's computer. It takes only a few seconds to find out the truth. She clicks into his email inbox. At first, there's nothing unusual, just work emails, NASA updates. But then there's a name. It's one she recognizes. Lisa Nowak. Michaela opens the email. And at first, the words blur. Passion, love, sex. This is not a work email. This is personal, intimately personal. Michaela's blood turns cold as she reads on because she can't seem to stop. Lisa writes to Bill with the intensity of a love from a romance novel. It's explicit, raw emotion. And as Michaela scrolls through Bill's inbox, she finds more emails. Messages from Lisa, responses from Bill. It goes on and on and on. Michaela can feel her face getting hot with a mix of fury, shock, and misery. But she can't stop reading. Michaela loses count of the number of emails between Lisa and Bill. But eventually she can't stomach reading yet another love note. She slumps back into the chair at her husband's desk. So here it is, the truth. Now it's just a matter of deciding what to do about it.
So clearly, Bill and Lisa were having a full-blown affair. It started in January 2004, but it got really hot and heavy very quickly. And it was clear that they were spending a ton of work time together, a ton of time outside of work. They were going on dates. They were going on bike rides. They worked out together. They were in a full-blown relationship.
And they were having sexual intercourse.
Yes. Yes, they were. But clearly, Bill was not really good at hiding this affair because his wife, Michaela, discovered the emails and confronted him, which I'm glad that he was bad at hiding it.
Yeah, I am too. She confronts him. And his reaction is interesting. Bill does apologize, but not for writing the emails. He apologizes that Michaela, his wife, found them. Like, I'm sorry you had to see that.
Yeah.
So that's not an apology that was really accepted. And in February of 2005, Michaela and Bill ended their marriage. Michaela took the kids and the house, but Bill did remain in his kids' lives. But Bill moved out, got his own apartment. And one of the first things he did was give Lisa Nowak keys, who is still married, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a love square that is now, because Bill is divorced, a love triangle.
Right. But Lisa's husband doesn't know about it.
No idea.
So Bill's like, woohoo, I'm a free man, kind of like a single man-ish. But now
Yeah.
he's like, okay, my girlfriend, she can come over whenever she wants. This is so great. We're having this like wonderful whirlwind romance, and now it can become even more intense. But Lisa's like, I can't just come over whenever. Like, I still have to sneak around. It's not that simple.
Right.
So the entire time she's keeping this affair secret from her husband, Rich, and Bill's divorce wasn't going to change that. She was still remaining married and just sneaking around. So Lisa came by the apartment as often as she could while also maintaining her marriage with Rich. He was back now from active duty and he was ready to settle back in with Lisa, doing the domestic life thing.
You're
having
right.
their
This
3
does sound
kids.
exhausting.
It like so tiring. How do you have the energy? And half the things that we're about to talk about, I'm like, who was watching the kids? How'd you
know.
just do this?
I know. I am glad, though, in the case and in the discussion of it, the kids are left out of it for most of it. And that makes me feel happy. Because divorce,
In the public discussion, but it's like, what
Right.
did they actually go through
but
at
divorce for
home?
children, at least they're not brought into the trial.
Yeah, true,
whatnot.
true.
Yeah.
So Lisa was trying to juggle all these relationships. Like she had more hours in the day than the rest of us, while also focusing on her work ambitions, because going to space was still the priority, right? Like Lisa wanted that more than anything else. And in 2006, she got her wish.
After a series of delays and false starts, Lisa and a crew of 6 other astronauts were finally cleared to take off on the space shuttle Discovery. Lisa's job on this mission was to bring supplies to the International Space Station and to test new safety and repair protocols. This mission was the crown jewel in Lisa's professional life because for decades she had dreamt of this moment. Ever since she was a little girl watching Apollo 11 take off, she has dreamt of this.
Yeah. And now other little girls are going to watch her take off and dream of that too.
Right. So special. And now it's finally happening. And I think Bill knew this too. And this brings us back to our game from the very beginning, red flag or green flag. So before launch, he comes to see Lisa in the crew quarters, which at the time, no one knew that Bill and Lisa had been seeing each other. And other astronauts on the Discovery mission did note that Bill's presence was strange. They're like, why is he visiting Lisa? And also, I think they're kind of in this quarantine, like other people aren't supposed to come see you before a mission.
Right.
But Bill, being so proud of Lisa and excited for her, does want to go give her like a send-off.
Which is good. I'm glad that at least he had that response, just given what we were talking about with like the competitive nature and probably the jealousy, because people wait years and years and it's like
he's still waiting.
Right. It's not like it's going in chronological order who's picked either. It's not like, oh, well, I know that I'm in the next one.
Right. So Bill goes to visit Lisa right before she takes off. And even though it was weird and he shouldn't really have been there, no one really makes note of this, or they don't say anything at the time because the excitement is enough to distract everyone.
To catch every terrifying moment, subscribe to @CrimeHouse Studios on YouTube.
Because this time, you're not just watching the horror, you're understanding it.